Hey everyone, welcome back. So by now at this point, you should already have your product created and you got the company to send you a few orders of it so that way you can check it out and see how it looks, make sure everything checks out. So in my case, I would get the private label Nutra company to send me a few bottles of my own Garcinia Cambogia. Get that sent to my house. That way I can check out the packaging, the way that they send it, the way that it arrives, and just go through it to make sure everything looks good. Right? Now, we didn't mention this earlier, but when it comes to naming your product and the company name that you're going to use, it's really not that important. So if you want, what you can do is I just go out there, get ideas from what other people are doing, go to Amazon, look at what the best sellers already are and what some of their names are, and feel free to just do something similar to that or come up with your own name. So, for your product name, come up with your own product name and you could use a company name. So for your company name though, and we'll probably talk a little bit more about this in some of the next videos. But when it comes to your company name, just think bigger picture here, right? I don't want to name my company something like the Premier Garcinia Cambogia brand, because let's think about this. What if I want to sell other things than just Garcinia Cambogia, which I most likely will. I'll probably want to try some other supplements. So I don't want to limit myself to just that. So maybe what I would do is I'd name my company something like, highest rated healthy supplements, or something like Nature Valley or Green Valley, or powerful, something like that. You get the idea. I mean, that's really just something more generic, so that way I can sell a lot of different supplements or a lot of different products under that one company name, right? And again, we're going to talk more about the company names and stuff, and if you're from other countries, how you can get stuff all set up. It's really not a big deal. In fact, you don't even have to go out there, set up an LLC and do all your S Corp or any of that kind of stuff. For starters, you could just set up a DBA, which is doing business as. So you could basically use that name even though you haven't set up an official business for it yet. So anyways, we're going to walk through that all over the next few videos, so don't sweat it. It's that way we're both on the same page here and you're up to speed with where you should be at right now. So by now you should have already picked the product that you want to do. You should have contacted some of the manufacturers. I showed you how to easily find them. Get them to create a few bottles or a few product of whatever you're going to do. If it's a spatula, get them to create 10 different spatulas and then get them to put your logo on it. Come up with the name, come up with a product name, slap it on there, get them to send you a few of those. And then next, if everything checks out and looks good, then next what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get them to send you an order straight over to Amazon fulfillment. Right? So let's say what I would do next is after I order a few bottles of Garcinia Cambogia, get it sent to my place, check it out, looks good. So then the next step is I would contact the manufacturer, in my case, private label Nutra, and then I would make another order and say, okay, hey, I want you to send 25 bottles over to Amazon, and I'm going to give them Amazon fulfillment's address and all that kind of stuff. And that's what we're going to talk about right now, setting up your Amazon fulfillment account. So let's go make that happen. So first thing I want you to do is open up Google, and then I want you to go to this website right here. It's services.amazon.com. Services.amazon.com. And at this website, you're going to find a link here for Fulfillment by Amazon. You see that? Fulfillment by Amazon. So what I want you to do is go ahead and click on that. Now, I will say that they probably will change this website. Maybe it's going to be changed by the time that you go to this website. So if you don't see Fulfillment by Amazon, go to Google, type in Amazon Fulfillment, and guaranteed it will take you to this exact same page. And there it is. So next, what I want you to do once you go to this website is, you're going to see some options down here. They're going to explain the whole pricing and their revenue calculator. And what you could do is go ahead and click on the revenue calculator. We'll talk about this for a second, but only a second. We're not going to spend too much time on it. But the revenue calculator is great because it can help you show you how much money that Amazon can save you and why it's worth doing things through Amazon. Seriously, so what you can do, let's say, for example, I'll give an example of a Garcinia Cambogia in here. And, let's just use one of these as an example here. So you could see the weight and all that kind of stuff here. You would just go through this and say how much the item cost, and how much you're selling it for. So I could say something like $30 or something. And then how much you're charging for shipping, how much you have to pay for order handling, pick and packing, outbound shipping, weight handling, and all this other stuff. And when you plug in all this information, you're going to realize that trying to do this stuff yourself, it's a nightmare. You don't want to do this stuff yourself. A lot of times, when it comes to people selling things on eBay, for example, right? They'll tell themselves, oh, well, I could just buy a whole bunch of shoes or MP3 players or whatever they're trying to sell on eBay, and I'll just ship them all myself. That way I can save, a few bucks on it. That's a bad idea. Because what I'm going to show you on Amazon is how to make hundreds and thousands of sales a month. All right. You do not want to be shipping all that stuff out a day. I mean, seriously, could you imagine having to mail out, let's say if you were getting something like 500 orders a day, do you really want to be going to the post office that much and shipping all that out? No way. It's going to give you a huge headache. It's not worth it at all. And honestly, Amazon fulfillment is so great at delivering. They're really, really great at handling things, taking orders because they deal with huge volumes. And their prices are dirt cheap. So it's really amazing at how quickly they can ship things out and how cheap they can do all this for you. So if you want to see how much you're saving by using Amazon fulfillment, I would definitely plug this stuff in. You might. You know what? You're going to save a lot more money when you're dealing with higher numbers. Like if you're selling 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 or something like that a month, you're going to be saving a lot of money. Okay. So that's the calculator. Feel free to play around with it. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. But next, what I want you to do is let's click the big shiny yellow button that says Get Started. And, as soon as you click it or move your mouse over, you're going to see this thing pop up. So what I want you to do is go to where it says New to Selling on Amazon. Register for FBA today. So FBA is Fulfillment by Amazon. And this is how we are going to sell all of our stuff. All right, we're going to send all of our products, all of our supplements over to Amazon. They're the ones that's going to ship it out and handle all that stuff for us so we don't have to. So really, really important you do this. So what I would recommend you do is set up an email address for your company. Because what's going to happen later is that once you got this stuff set up through Amazon services, and then people go to search your stuff and they find my supplements on Amazon. If they need to get a hold of me or contact me, it will then have this email address in here. So that's why I would recommend register, go to GoDaddy, register your own.com or something and set up an email address there. Or at the very least, create a brand new Gmail account and use that. So let's say my company name was something like, we'll say like Blue Valley Supplements. Then what I would probably do is I'd probably register that domain name, or I'd, set up a Gmail for like BV Supplements. Okay. So just to make sure we're all on the same page here. So then go ahead where it says create a new account, type in that email address. So I'm going to just type in an email address right now. All right, and this is just a demo email address. I don't really use it for anything, but I'm just going to use this so that way I can walk you through the steps on how to set things up. All right, so next it's going to ask us to create a new account. So let's click on continue. All right, so now it's asking you for your first and last name and email address and password. You're a grown-up, so you can do this. And as soon as you type all that info in there, go ahead and click the yellow button to continue. So now on this screen, it is telling you if you're located outside the US, you need to click this link to find out more about their info for international sellers. So every single country is different. Different countries have different rules and different things you have to do. But yeah, just realize that no matter what country you're in, you can sell things on Amazon and use the methods that I'm going to explain to you. All right. So it's not a problem at all. But if you are in different countries, you may want to click that link right there. And again, even if you're in a country where where like Amazon saying that, oh no, you can't sell things on through FBA. There's workarounds. What you can do is you can set up a virtual business out here in America, like set it up in Nevada, and you could get a bank account set up. You could get a EIN number set up, like a employment identification number set up. And you could do that in a matter of like a few minutes, and it's really, really easy to do. So all that to say, look, even if you do live in other countries, you can make Amazon work, and you can make lots of money with it. So I'll try to do another video talking more about the international stuff. But otherwise, what you're going to want to do for everybody else, just go down here where it says legal name. Now, you got two different options. So you can sign this with your name if you want to set up the Amazon through just your personal name, which is fine. Otherwise, you can set up a business name. Now, if you're serious about this, which you should be, because you are going to make a lot of money with this stuff, I would recommend going out there and just registering, setting up your own business. You could go to Google and find tons of places that can set up an LLC for you for cheap. Really cheap. We're talking like as low as like $50, $100, something like that. And then you could legally have your business set up and ready to go. And we are going to want to put a check mark in this box and click this link to read the terms. And then go ahead and click continue. All right. And as you can see, it's processing my request. So just sit back, relax for a little bit while it does its thing.